expression of this. Sarah was not merely present beside Ibrahim as a figure in the background. She was part of the household of prophecy, part of the emotional and moral world of Ibrahim, and part of the divine story of family continuity. At an old age, when ordinary expectation had already faded, she received the Bisharah of Ishaq. In some interpretation, the good news was even there, the birth of Ishaq, the continuation through Yaqub, and the preservation of a prophetic household. This was not ordinary wiladah. It was wiladah as divine gift, wiladah as mercy, wiladah as a miracle placed inside the family. The family was blessed with nubuwwah and kitab. There is also an important moral connection here. The two angels that came to visit Ibrahim with a command related to a society that had violated the moral order, Qawm Lut, including the order of family, dignity, and natural human relations. Sarah's response may be read as a response of moral clarity. Some interpretations say that he was happy with that divine order. When society corrupts the foundations of human dignity, family values are no longer merely private virtues. They become part of the moral defense of civilization. In this sense, Sarah's story reflects something profound. The preservation of Tawhidic family values was answered with a familiar miracle. The household that stood with truth, purity, hospitality, and divine command was blessed with new life when new life seemed impossible. So the third movement is from wiladah to mawaddah, from birth to loving continuity, from biological offspring to blessed inheritance, from childbearing to the new renewal of hope, affection, and divine promises within the family. Now we move to the fourth movement. This belongs to the highest axis of the family, the axis of God, Al-Haq. Rahim refers to the womb, kinship, lineage, and the natural bond through which human beings are connected to one another. But Islam does not stop at Rahim. The family is not perfected merely by blood relation, ancestry, or biological connection. The family reaches its highest meaning when Rahim becomes Rahmah. A family may have lineage, but without Rahmah, it becomes dry. A family may have authority, but without Rahmah, it becomes harsh. A family may have structure, but without Rahmah, it loses its soul. Here, Ibrahim a.s. represents the vision of Rahmah. His family is not merely a family of descent. It is a family of mercy, prayer, sacrifice, hospitality, trust, and divine promise. Through Ibrahim, the meaning of family is expanded from private kinship into universal mercy. This family becomes connected to Makkah, the Bait, the pilgrimage, prayer, sacrifice, and finally, the coming of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is where two prophetic meanings becomes very powerful. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, "Ana da'watu Abi Ibrahim." I am the prayer of my father Ibrahim. He is also reported to have said, "Innama ana rahmatun muhdah." I am but a gifted mercy. Through these two meanings, Ibrahim's prayer reaches its highest unfolding. The answer came not only as lineage, but as guidance. The Prophet who became Rahmah to the whole world. Therefore, the movement of from Rahim to Rahmah is not only familiar, it is prophetic and civilizational. There is also a beautiful connection between Rahmah and inner tranquility. When Ibrahim asked Allah about the bringing of the dead to life, he said that it was so that his heart may find tranquility. This was not doubt in the ordinary sense. It was the desire for a deeper witnessing, a movement from faith known to faith taste, from conviction to iman. This is important for family values. Rahmah is not only kindness shown outwardly, Rahmah also produces minhaj inwardly. When Rahmah governs the family, the heart becomes settled. The child feels safe, the spouse feels honored, the elderly feel remembered, the home becomes calm, the family becomes not merely a network of relations, but a place where hearts can rest. So the fourth movement is from Rahim to Rahmah, from biological relation to divine mercy. And perhaps this is the grand design of the family in Islam, the cosmology of Rahmah. because the world itself unfolds under Ar-Rahman. The anthropology of Rahmah, because human being is formed through care, affection, and responsibility. And the theology of Rahmah, because Tawheed is ultimately the witnessing of the one whose Rahmah, whose mercy embraces all things. This is why the family of Ibrahim is so central to our topic. Let me now gather these four movements into one picture. Through Hajar, the barren valley becomes a dwelling of Sakinah. Through Ismail and Ishaq, the family becomes Habana, a nurturing cradle for future civilization. Through Sarah, Wiladah becomes Mawaddah, and family continuity becomes a divine gift. Through Ibrahim, Rahim becomes Rahmah, and the family becomes connected to Tawheed, prayer, prophecy, and the mercy embedded in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To speak of family values in light of the Makkah Charter is therefore to return from a document to a bite,